Have you ever driven home from work, pulled into your driveway, and suddenly realized you have absolutely no memory of the drive? You were probably stressing about an argument with your boss or wondering what to make for dinner, but somehow you navigated traffic, made all the right turns, and arrived home completely unharmed. So, who or what was driving that car? The answer is your subconscious mind. Now, imagine another scenario. Have you ever been so frustrated at work that you impulsively decided to quit and start your own business, only to realize months later that you absolutely hate all the administrative details that come with working for yourself? You leaped before you looked, acting entirely on what felt right in the moment, whether it's flawlessly navigating a complex commute or making a massive, impulsive career change. Both of these scenarios are driven by the exact same invisible force. Today, we are going to explore how your subconscious mind creates 95% of your life, and more importantly, how you can use mental simulation and neuroplasticity to hack your brain and rewrite your future. To understand why we get stuck in life, we have to look at dual process theory, a psychological framework that explains how our thoughts arise in two totally different ways. Think of your brain as having two operating systems. System 2 is your conscious, rational mind. It is analytical, rule-based, and slow. System 1, on the other hand, is your intuition. It is incredibly fast, completely automatic, and heavily tied to your emotions and habits. System 1 is what drove your car home. Deep inside this fast-processing part of your brain is the limbic system, an ancient fist-sized structure that regulates your emotions, motivations, memories, and survival behaviors like the fight or flight response. When you are operating on System 1, your limbic system and subconscious mind are pulling the strings. In fact, neuroscientists and psychologists agree that up to 95% of your brain's activity lies completely beyond your conscious awareness. Your habits, emotional responses, and deepest core beliefs are all running on autopilot. Most of these underlying beliefs were actually programmed into you between the ages of 0 and 7, based on the environment and adults around you. Relying on this 95% autopilot is a beautiful thing when it comes to efficiently brushing your teeth in the morning, but it can be dangerous when making life-altering decisions. Because so many of our subconscious programs were formed in childhood, they are often loaded with limiting beliefs. Assumptions like, "I'm not smart enough," "I always mess up," or "people always leave." The primary job of your subconscious mind is to prove that your conscious mind is right. If you deeply believe that you are not good enough, your subconscious will literally go to work creating circumstances and attracting situations to prove that negative belief is true. It ensures that you are not a liar. So, if 95% of our day is dictated by an autopilot running outdated software, how do we change? The secret lies in neuroplasticity, the brain's physical ability to reorganize and rewire itself through new experiences. And the most powerful tool to trigger this rewiring is mental simulation and visualization. Here is the most mind-blowing fact about your brain. It does not know the difference between what is actually happening in the real world and what is vividly imagined. When researchers study basketball players mentally rehearsing free throws, they find that the exact same neurons in the brain's motor cortex fire when the player simply imagines shooting the ball as when they physically shoot it. This means if you practice a new reaction, a new habit, or a new belief 10,000 times in your mind, it is no different to your brain than doing it for real. By repeatedly visualizing a future event or an empowered version of yourself, you are physically laying down new neural pathways. If you want to reprogram your subconscious, you can't just think about it once. You have to actively build new mental highways. Here is a scientifically backed 4-step framework to do exactly that. Awareness. You cannot change what you are not aware of. You must make the unconscious conscious. Use a tool like journaling to write down your recurring thoughts and uncover the limiting beliefs you don't want to admit are there. Active rewiring. Replace the old belief with a new one. Use a future self journal to write down your intentions every single morning in the present tense, as if the change has already happened. Combine this with vivid mental visualizations of yourself acting out these new habits. Interrupt the pattern. Your brain loves efficiency, so it will constantly try to slip back into its old negative loops. The moment you catch yourself falling into an old habit, you must consciously interrupt it. Pause, take a deep mindful breath, and consciously substitute the old reaction with your newly chosen belief. Repetition. Remember this rule: neurons that fire together wire together. Repetition is the mother of neuroplasticity. A new habit doesn't form in 21 days, it often takes over 2 months of daily practice to automate. Keep mentally rehearsing and showing up. Eventually, these new neural circuits will become so thick and strong that they become your new default autopilot. You are not a victim of your childhood programming, and you don't have to spend the rest of your life asleep at the wheel. By utilizing awareness, mental simulation, and consistent repetition, you have the power to literally rewire the physical structure of your brain. Take control of your 95%. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.